Welcome to the Trails Radio Show. Today is Sunday. Today I have a very special guest, actor, voice actor, and narrator, Mr. James C. Lewis. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Troy. Nice to talk to you, buddy.
Okay, I have some questions ready for you. Are you ready to take a shot at answering them?
I have answers ready.
All right. How did you get started in acting, in voice acting and narration?
Well, it started in radio when I was 15 years old. I was in southern Oklahoma in a small town, and Troy, I just had a burning desire to work in radio. So I went down to the radio station one day and said, "Hi, how do I work here?" And they said, "Well, we usually hire a high school boy, one every year, and the one we have is about to go off to college, so sit down and do an audition for us." And I said, "Okay, what's an audition?" And they told me, and I sat down and read it, and they said, "Well, yeah, let's be sure and talk to your dad to be sure it's okay." Well, Troy, I had not mentioned this to my folks. So they called him up, and he said, "Oh, well, yeah, I guess if he wants to, sure, fine with me." And they got me started.
That's kind of close how I got started. I'm 17 and I've been doing radio for 4 years. So it's kind of close.
Oh, you got to have a start on me then. You were 13?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
But you were you mentioned this before. Before you got it in acting, you were a weatherman. Is that right? A weatherman in journalism.
Well, I had a long period. First, here's the deal. I worked in radio and television. Mm-hmm. And then after I got out of college, I started working in newspapers. Mm-hmm. And then I got back into radio again. So I got, and then I took about a 15-year break. I was a hippie for 15 years. I lived here in the United States, and I lived in Europe. And then I got back and started working in media again. I started working in television when I was 50. I had not done television before. And I started a little station in Louisiana, not too far from where you live, in Alexandria, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. And one thing led to another, and they said, "Well, hey, our weather guy in the morning just quit. You got to do weather now." And I said, "Okay."
That's interesting. So, how long have you been doing television? You said since you were 50?
Yeah, about 15 years.
And you've done it all over in the United States?
Well, I started saying mainly in the South. That's not true. Some in the South, and then some in New York. About 10 years ago, some things in my life changed. And I went back to New York, and I wanted to see if I could make it as an actor doing commercials on television. Mm-hmm. That's something I'd always had a desire to do. So I went to New York, and I did a lot of training and went to a lot of auditions, and turns out I was pretty good at it. And that's what I started doing. And then I came here I'm in Texas now, in the Dallas area. Mm-hmm. I started doing, I continued to do commercials. And I'm sitting in I call it the studio now, it's kind of a joke. It's a closet. It's a closet that's 4 feet by 8 feet. And half of it has got my clothes in it, and half of it's got my computer and my microphone in it. So I'm sitting in a luxurious studio right now amongst the coats and ties.
I don't have much of a studio either for my radio. I have just a little building, like a room or whatever.
Well, that's a nice thing about doing voice work, Troy, is it doesn't matter what it looks like. I've soundproofed the inside of this closet with I got quilts, and I got a blanket I used to have on the dog's bed, and whatever else, I got some towels. But as long as it kills the sound and sounds good, it's all that matters.
Yeah, that's true.
I just enjoy voice work because, I'm not See, I have a voice that sounds. Well, let me ask you. We've never met before.
Nope.
About how old do you think I am, and about how tall do you think I am?
Well, I've seen your picture on Facebook, so that kind of...
Oh, that's right. So you do know how old I am. Okay, roughly. But how about how tall I am? Can you tell them that? Probably not.
Probably about 5'2" or something like that. 5'1".
Well, you're getting close. Yeah. But I come across as tall when I do audiobooks. I often do the murder mysteries, and I'm the voice of the rough talking police chief or the detective, out there kicking crooks in the butt, and got my big blonde girlfriend with me. Here I am sitting here. I'm 76 years old, and I'm 5'5". But nobody knows that. Don't tell anybody, Roy. So secret.
Well, you just told it on radio, so I guess everyone will know now, huh?
Oh, I guess the cat's out of the bag, yeah. So it doesn't matter how old you are or how ugly or smart or dumb or pretty you are. If you sound right, that's all that matters.
Yeah, because you do have a deep voice. I find you have a deep voice, so you fit the bill for a lot of...
It started out being... I grew up in southern Oklahoma with a really, really decided twang. When I started working at the local radio station, I was on the debate team. And the debate teacher said, "Oh, I heard you on the radio this weekend. Are you going to be doing more of that?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, my boy, you need some help." So she had these records. They were kind of like the kind you used to learn a foreign language, or you repeat after me, except it was English. And so, there was this recorded voice saying, "This is how you speak." And I'd say, "This is how you speak." And then I'd listen to it and I realized, nope, that's not it. And so I kept imitating him until I got to where this is the way I speak now, and I wouldn't know how to speak any other way.
Would you ever...
Well, I'm a great believer, Troy, in going for your dream, and that's what you're doing. I admire you for that.
Thank you. Would you consider going back into radio?
I might, if the deal was right. When I was in New York for a very, very, very brief time, I was at Fox News Radio. I've worked in news most of my life. I'm doing acting now, which is a bit different, but I was doing news. But I was there for such a short time, and I just realized I no longer had the bloodlust to do news. When I get into radio, I have made a run at the local radio station here, and this is a suburb of Dallas. It's called McKinney. They have a small FM station here. I did make a run at them, and they didn't respond. So you asked the question, would I consider getting back in radio? I would consider it. But there's a downside to that of having to do 5 days a week, a 6-hour or 8-hour shift. I'm not so sure I want to do that.
Yeah. Because different radio stations are a little bit different, in some areas it's longer hours and some is shorter hours. It just depends, I guess.
The way I work my voice work on audiobooks, there's a company called, it's part of Amazon. Amazon has a lot of things now. And they bought a company called Audible, and Audible has almost all of the audio books in the United States. They have seem like it's 180,000 titles. And of course, there's new ones coming along. So if a writer has a book and they want somebody to narrate it, he or she lists it with Audible, and then they put out a notice. This company or this individual is looking for a voice. Do you want to audition for it?
Yeah.
And then people audition for it, and if you get chosen, do it.
Everything has changed now with the internet. New things.
Oh, sure, yes.
I've just been doing...
Because back when I did, I guess it was back in the 70s, I did one audiobook, and it was at a studio. Went into a studio, and there was an engineer and just the two of us, and that was then, and this is now. I'm sitting in my studio.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming projects in acting or narration or voice acting?
No, but you never know. I just finished doing a TV commercial. Well, it wasn't by myself. It was me and some other people. But I was in a TV commercial for a casino in Oklahoma. It was run by one of the Indian tribes, which was an interesting thing because it was a Choctaw Indian. And on my mother's side, my grandmother was half Choctaw, so that makes me an eighth. So I sort of felt a kinship with the Choctaw Casino, but they didn't give me any free samples of the money.
Let's see. What do you find is the most challenging part about being an actor?
Coming up with new jobs. It's an ongoing problem. There's a few people, some of the really big stars, they make $10 and $20 million a movie, and maybe they do one every year. Well, most of us are just toiling along here in the trenches, doing the best we can. And I'm always looking for new work. I had a really interesting job that came in without having to audition for it. It was for a product that's a food supplement, and they called me up and said, "We heard your voice online on one of the websites. Would you be interested in auditioning for this product?" Well, I later found out the reason they chose me was they have a relationship with a guy who was actually a doctor, and he promotes this product of food supplements. In fact, he's often on Good Morning America and the Today Show talking about nutrition. He sounds like me. He sounds a little like me. So they hired me to portray him on their 30-minute infomercials. That was the first one I've done, and I've done. This has been a good year. I guess I did about 6 different versions for them, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the challenge of doing something new. Probably when I was a kid, if we knew about ADHD, somebody would have diagnosed me as ADHD, because I was always doing all kinds of different things. I enjoyed. I still do.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of stuff very creative. I have a yeah.
Well, I've fortunately been able to do most of my jobs in life have been something having to do with media. I've been a newspaper reporter, a photographer, a magazine reporter, a weatherman, a news anchor, a late-night disc jockey, and now narrating audiobooks.
You've done it all.
I still do photography with a local theater group. I sometimes shoot pictures of publicity for plays that my wife is in.
So you've done it all.
Well, not all yet, but it's not over. Let's see, what have I not done? I don't know as much about marketing myself on social media. Now, some of the people do that. They market themselves on social media. I don't.
I don't really know much about social media.
Well, we need to get with it if we really want to be successful. Well, what are your plans? What are you going to do? How old you tell me you are now? You're 17?
Yes. Well,
So do you have plans of doing voice work or television or what?
Oh, yes. I want to be an actor and do voiceovers and journalism. And that's why I started this little radio program. I did it since 2013, 2014, to get in touch with actors who've, can give advice to people.
What have you learned so far?
A lot of things. Let's see.